Good morning students. Today we will read next part of chapter 8 properties of water. In the previous part we read about soluble and insoluble substances, floating and sinking. Today we will read about physical states of water and water cycle. Water mainly exists in the liquid form, but it can be changed into its vapor or solid forms. This is done by changing its temperature. For example, at high temperature, when water boils, it changes from liquid to vapors, and at low temperatures like in freezer, it changes in ice. Let us read the activities to learn more about the change of liquid water into water vapors. First is dip a handkerchief in water and then spread it on a wire in the open. It will dry out after some time. It happens because the water gets evaporated, that is, changes into vapor form. These water vapors go into the atmosphere. Next is wash your hands with water but do not wipe them. After some time, the hands will get dry on their own. It is because the water changes into its vapor form and gets evaporated. So, change of a liquid into its vapor form is called evaporation. Now let us read some activities to learn what happens to water vapor when it is cooled. Take some hot water in a cup and cover it with a saucer. After some time, lift the saucer. You will see tiny droplets of water deposited on it. The vapors coming from the hot water form liquid water on cooling. Next is take a glass tumbler and put some ice in it. Observe it for some time. Water droplets will appear on the outer surface of the tumbler. Water vapors present in the air get cooled on the surface of the tumbler that is containing ice and change into liquid water. So, change of vapor form of a substance into its liquid form on cooling is called condensation. Such a process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid form occurs in nature also on a large scale, that is in water cycle. Water from oceans, seas, rivers and lakes changes into vapor as it evaporates due to the heat of the sun. So, due to heat of the sun, water present in water bodies changes into vapor. These water vapors rise up. As these go very high, they get cooled and condense. Condense means change into liquid form to form tiny droplets. In this way, clouds are formed. As more and more water vapors condense, the drops of water in the clouds get bigger and bigger. Finally, they fall back on earth as rain. Look at this diagram of water cycle in nature for understanding it. A part of rainwater which falls on the earth sinks into the ground. Sinks means absorbed by the ground. Some of this groundwater is taken up by the plants and some of it goes to wells or springs. Most of the rainwater goes back to the rivers and seas. From there, it again gets evaporated by the heat of the sun. The cyclic process of evaporation and condensation continues. So, this process of evaporation and condensation is called water cycle. Water cycle in nature. Raindrops, when just formed, are the purest form of water, but by the time they reach the surface of the earth, they become impure because they dissolve many harmful gases present in air and also get dust and smoke mixed up with them. So when raindrops reaches the surface of earth, they does not remain pure because many harmful gases, dust and smoke mixes with them. Do you know transpiration is a process similar to evaporation? It is the loss of water from parts of plants, especially leaves. Transpiration adds to the amount of water vapor present in the air. Thus, it also plays a role in cloud formation. So, this was all about chapter 8. Try to solve its back exercise. Thank you.